guys, it's Kate from Fitness, Family, and Food, and I am here for another edition of my clean eating and recipe series that I started yesterday. So it's very, very hot, and I am going to make stuffed peppers for you. I know, I'm crazy, but I'm not turning my oven on. I am going to instead use my pressure cooker and save a lot of heat and a lot of time and still make the same meal. So I want to talk a little bit more about clean eating while I'm making it and show you the recipe and show you how I set things up in the pressure cooker and how it works. So today's clean eating lesson that I'm going to talk about while I'm making it is about information. Not information about clean eating. I'm going to talk to you about how food is actually not just calories. It's not calories in, calories out, none of that. It's actually information. It's information for your body. When you eat clean, that food, those nutrients, actually gives your body information. It has the ability to actually even turn off bad genes and turn on good genes. There's a whole study that they have, a scientific study, it's called epigenetics, where they study what's known as gene expressions, where certain genes can turn off and on based on what you put in your body. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and get a little bit scientific and a little geeky, but I think it's something that is important when you talk about clean eating, and it's not something that is talked about very often. So let's get started with the recipe. Let me turn this around. Alright, so I have some things prepped and ready to go. I am using my pressure cooker, and I already cleaned, for time's sake, I already cleaned the peppers. And I do have a little tip. I don't know how many of you do this, but when I clean the peppers, I actually put holes in the bottom of my pepper. And the reason why I do that is because I am putting raw meat in. Now I do get lean ground beef, however I want to allow the extra fats and grease from cooking to be able to drain out, because I don't want a soggy pepper and I also don't want a greasy pepper. So I don't know if you've ever seen that before. Some of my holes get a little big because I do them quickly, and they could definitely be smaller if you're better at that. This is the pressure cooker, and I bought this just at the kitchen store, and it is just a basic colander that you can put in a pot just to steam, and it does have legs. However, it does fit my pressure cooker perfectly, and so I do use it inside the pressure cooker, and that's okay, it's fine for that. There is a little bit of water in there right at the very bottom, but I make sure that the water does not come up above my colander. So you can see that there's no water here. The water is definitely down below that. So really it's just going to steam the peppers a little bit. So I did already cook the onions. There's onions and garlic in here, and I just sauteed them in coconut oil. I know I talked about that yesterday. This is what I use. It's Carrington Farms. You can get this pretty much anywhere. It's the cold pressed, unrefined, 100% organic coconut oil. Now I do keep mine in the fridge, and so it looks like this inside. And I just break a chunk off and throw it in the pan. And it's, like I said, it's really very, very healthy for you. So I also cooked my quinoa, and I have that in there. Let me see if I can get this set up so I can actually use my hands. So I did 1 cup of uncooked quinoa, and I cooked it, and I have that ready to go. I did mix it in with about 2 pounds of ground beef. So you can see that it really is a lot of ground beef. A lot of quinoa and just a little bit of ground beef. So you still have the beef taste, and it still tastes like a stuffed pepper, but it does have a lot of the quinoa in. If you're not a fan of that, then you can also use brown rice. And they also come out with a really nice package where it's a mixture of brown rice and quinoa that I use often. So that is just it. That's all mixed together. I also put in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste just to give it a little bit of flavoring, and just mix that all around. Now, to stuff the pepper, all you do, and I'll probably just end up using my hands very soon, you just put it in. You're going to fill it up all the way to the top, and I even bring mine up even further. And stuff it down in, because you have to get it in all the little crevices. You want it full. And there we go. So this is usually what mine looks like. See if I can get a little bit more light for you. So here is what it looks like once it's all stuffed. Hey, Michelle. Now I'm going to put it right down in the pressure cooker, just like that, standing up, and I can fit 4 peppers going right around, and it will be a snug fit, but it will definitely fit. Alright, so while I make my other 2 peppers, and then I'm going to show you how to turn on that pressure cooker, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how food is information. So I want you to think about it this way. When you have your computer, we all have computers, right? So when you have your computer, you can go to the store, to Best Buy, to Apple, to wherever, and you can get the top of the line computer, the best hardware out there, right? The best one, the best drive, the fastest drive, all of that. The brand new out there. Okay, so I'm back. I have no idea why it dropped. My phone didn't die. I have lots of service, but something happened and Facebook turned it off. So I figured rather than start all over, I will just keep on going. So if you did not jump on the first one, I am making stuffed peppers, and I am talking to you about how food is information. So I had started to say about how you can get a computer with the best hardware, with the top of the line. Everything is the fastest processor, the largest hard drive. However, if you download crappy software, then it's going to slow your whole system down. I mean, it could even cause your system to crash, right? Especially if you get a virus. But that's exactly what is happening to your body when you don't eat clean. I mean, eating low quality food is just not making people gain weight. It's also causing an increase in a variety of illnesses. And you have to sort of think of it this way. You know, a lot of times we get so stuck and hung up on calories, but you could eat calories from a fast food burger and have the same amount of calories from a clean meal that you ate at home, and you are not getting the same. The calorie number might be the same, but you're not getting the same nutrients. And what I want you to sort of think about is that what you put in your body doesn't just affect your waistline. It affects your whole, everything, all your health, your whole body. Think of it this way too. Here's another example that I can give you. You probably have heard about phytonutrients, right? They are found in nature, right? And they're in like those colorful foods like blueberries and dark leafy greens, right? They're actually natural chemicals that are in those plants. And what they do is they protect the plants from bacteria and bugs. And a lot of studies have found that those phytonutrients actually provide our bodies with a lot of beneficial information needed to reduce inflammation, increase your immune response, even to help improve memory over time. So when you don't have those phytonutrients giving your body the information that it needs, it's not in your diet, so your computer, your body, is running on outdated or bad information. So, you know, when you don't update your computer, what happens? You start to have things not run. You don't update your phone, everything doesn't always work, right? So you have to do that operating system, and you have to keep giving it the best information, the most up-to-date information. It's the same thing with clean eating. All right, I'm just taking my extra right now, and I'm just going to plop it on top so I don't waste any food. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of the food that you are putting in your body as information for your body to work its best, at its best, highest possible potential. All right, now let me show you what this looks like. So here are the 4 in. You can see it's a pretty packed pressure cooker, and it's on the let me lift this up for you. There you go. So you can see it's just sitting right on there. Okay, put that back down. There is a little bit of water, maybe half a cup of water underneath there, just to get it cooking and get that steam going. And now I'm going to take some crushed tomatoes, and I'm going to just pour on top. So dark. Cover it all up. And I'm going to put the lid on, and I'll show you what you have to do. Now, let me move it this way so you can see. So you put the lid on here, so it comes right here, and then you're going to move it to the lock position. Okay? Now once you have it locked, you need to close the vent. Now the vent is actually up on top, and you will see there are 2 different parts to the vent. This, I got a little bit of a glare here. Let's see if I can, there we go. So that one with the steam coming out of it is when you release the steam, and then this one, you just face this straight to the arrow. That actually closes the vent. Let me see if I can block that glare. Maybe, no. There we go. That one closes the vent. All right? And then all you have to do is right here, you are going to push the button that says meat. 15 minutes is the cook time, and it's powering up the pressure right now. That's how you can tell. And it will probably take about 10 minutes to power up the pressure. So you have a meal cooked in 25 minutes. It does not get hot. It is very easy to do. You can, touch this at any time, and it's not a big deal at all. When it is done, you do have to release the steam. Now, you can't use your fingers. I just get usually a spoon or a knife, and I would just poke it like that and let the steam out. And then once all of that is released, this little right here, see that? See, that's in the lock position and it is pushed in. So that is saying that it's ready to build pressure. Once the steam is released, or if you let it just naturally release, it will release on its own. Then this will pop out and you will know that it is now depressurized and ready to open up. So that is how I make it with my pressure cooker. I have the Power pressure cooker because I could get it here and I could see it and touch it and get it right away. And in 25 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, we will have stuffed peppers without turning the oven on in this heat. That is a very good thing. I hope that you have a great night and get outside, enjoy this weather, drink lots of water, and I will talk to you later.